KOTOR 1. Who doesn't remember this game? If you're too young to remember it, well, find it, play it, because it is quite the experience. If you haven't played it, shame on you. I'm joking, of course. So I decided to build this platform and 3D print it. Added some crates, and I made it completely hollow in the intention of putting lights inside. Now we're going to use some super glue, put a little bit of hot glue just to keep it fastened. You really won't see it from underneath. And then we're going to start with the ledge. So I took a spare piece of base wood and started carving out some XPS foam. And just kind of gently going along. And this piece of black plexiglass has been sitting around for a while. I decided to put it to use. And I hot glued everything in place, made sure everything was nice and fastened. A lot of this, again, is going to be covered up so you won't see it. The reason I chose plexiglass is because of this right here. I'm going to drill, take my time, and the reason for the painter's tape is so that the plexiglass doesn't crack. That's where the wires from behind will go that will light up the diorama. Nice clean cut. Now, to attach this platform that's supposed to be floating, I used liquid nails. Little OP, but I did not want it moving. Then, to keep it in place overnight, I cut a small piece of pine and hot glued it to the platform just to make sure the next day it was totally secure. And this is the next day. I'm carving out not only where the door will go, but some of these ledges here. Remember, this has to be a mountainside. This is supposed to be a kind of secretive Jedi enclave that nobody knows about, even though it's not really canon. And now for the door, thank you to the person on Thingiverse. I will leave a link in the description below. I believe it's a Batu door. I can't pronounce it. And now, after gluing down the door with super glue, it's time for some tinted Mod Podge. We're going to do the entire thing. The reason for this, again, is to keep the foam very hard. It protects it, secures it. Also kind of acts like a primer as well. And now for some plaster of Paris, tint it a little bit with acrylic. It's plain gray. And this will be the filler for everything that doesn't have XPS foam and all those little cracks that I want to make blend together. Looking back at it, I probably should have dyed it again. That's okay. You'll see later on. It worked out perfectly fine. I kind of wanted to get it nice and deep next to that platform there and cover up these seams, get around the door a little bit just to make sure that looks blended in, give it the carved in look. And now this is Dark Earth, aka Terrain's space, kind of fill in some of the gaps. This will also later be colored, different washes as you'll see. This is me trying to fill a gap, as you can see. Now for the gray paint, just regular acrylic. I took a sponge brush this time and took my time. I ended up giving it 2 coats. You know, as I was doing this, it turned out to be very nostalgic. I don't know if, again, any of you guys played one of the most fantastic games. I remember playing this with a buddy of mine, the original Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox. We saw a little bit of light coming through the window. All that light was the sun. We had been playing all night trying to beat this game. That's how fun it was. But yeah, I thought I'd share that just because there was a little bit of childhood nostalgia. But now moving on to shading these rock ledges. This is some drowned out yellow acrylic paint added over the kind of gray dry brushing I did. And this turned out way better than I thought it would. I thought I tinted it maybe a little too much. And I took my spray gun that you've seen me use in previous videos, my Saker gun. It's like an airbrush, but not. And this is just sienna brown. Just kind of want to tint around the crevices, kind of give it a more definition, a little bit of contrast. And now on to the flocking, just regular Mod Podge to help the grass stick, obviously. Sometimes I use PVAs and sometimes I don't. And I didn't want the grass sticking up too much. That's why you see me here kind of pushing down a little bit. Normally I'll shake and go across evenly like you normally would. And I wasn't quite satisfied, so I added some yellow grass as well, but without the applicator. And this is a T3M4 along with some plasteel containers. And now we're painting the Ebon Hawk. I started off priming it, and then this is the white. And then I had to try to match that color. As you can see, it's kind of difficult. Some pictures, the Ebon Hawk is maroon. Some pictures, it's more of an orange, dark orange. So I did my best. I also had to try to match the little angles that it has. Again, if any of you played the game, you know exactly what I mean. And when that was done and dried, I dry brushed it and then stained the inside and some of the crevices and to give it a beat up look. Everything in Star Wars, I'm sure you've noticed if you're a fan, has that rough beat look to it, like it's been kind of roughed up and used a lot. Now we're going to dry brush a little bit the landing pad, kind of make it look like it's worn down, like some of the steel's starting to show. Looking back, I probably should have added some brown to make a more rusty look. Now some finishing touches here for the ground, some tufts. Added some barrels down just to kind of make it look like a base underneath, hidden underneath the landing pad. And some random woodland scenics, rocks as well. And we're gonna tidy up this plasteel container. I don't know if you remember those in the game, but they had usually med packs in them. And a little tiny T3M4. He's headed right out of the Ebon Hawk. He's gonna unlock that door and who knows what. And now we're gonna solder some lights. And I thought about it, and that little platform that helps the landing pad keep together, I added some vines. And that was the last thing I did after putting in the lights. Just took a little while, but it was very fun, and I hope you enjoy the final shots. Hope you have a great week, everybody, and thank you for watching.